only got put out because Iman leaked the divorce documents from Jump Street. Our divorce was private. Our proceedings was private. Everything was private for a whole year. Y'all didn't even know. I'm gonna give you one even better. The same time that I filed for divorce, I still had Iman opening up for me on tour. Iman was still with me on tour. Let's talk about it. Iman was with me on tour. We singing Wake Up Love, we kissing, we hugging, we da-da-da-da-da. Like, at the end of the day, I still had your back. I still looked out for you. And that's another thing. Y'all sitting there saying, like, at the end of the day, I've always held Iman down. When Iman stopped playing basketball, I got him on the shy. I called Lena and said, yo, these motherfuckers is playing with my husband. Like, he's so much bigger than basketball. He's so much bigger than boom, 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 boom. Like, he could act, he could model, he could boom, 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 he could do whatever he want to do. Let's get him where he needs.
The courtroom was dead silent. All eyes were glued to the front as the judge's gavel slammed down, signaling the beginning of what would become one of the most explosive celebrity legal battles of the year. Two men, locked in a fierce battle, over one woman, their egos, their pride, and their need for control. In one corner, we have Iman Shumpert, the former NBA star, a man with a reputation that's been tainted in the public eye. In the other, Pierre, the man who stepped into the picture after Iman's divorce, a fresh face with his own set of skeletons in the closet, both of them standing in a courtroom where secrets are spilled, emotions are raw, every word could either save them or bury them.
Was clear that up. It becomes a whole argument. I kept telling Iman, listen, like, we're in a great space, like, I just want you to stand up for me the way I stand up for you. He then starts bringing up stuff from 2023. Nah, cause da-da-da, when you blah, 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 and I did this and da-da-da. Okay, cool. So now you're giving me confirmation that you are still in your feelings about something. You're in your feelings about something. And that's the part that's confusing me, because this divorce had been signed, sealed, delivered in all of the things in 2024. It's 2025. It's 2025.
What started as a private dispute between two men has now spiraled into a full-blown public spectacle. It's no longer just about love. It's not just about the past relationship between Iman and Tiana Taylor. No, what we're witnessing is the clash of egos, the battle for control, and the ugly fight for public sympathy. The stage is set for a drama that will have everyone on the edge of their seats. The trial was far from ordinary. No one expected it to escalate the way it did. We all thought we were watching a typical divorce drama unfold. But then came the leaks. A hidden camera in a luxury condo captured something that would change everything. What should have stayed behind closed doors is now out in the world for everyone to see. A confrontation so intense, so raw, that it left the entire internet gasping for air. Aaron and Iman, the footage showed them face to face, their tempers flaring. Words were exchanged, each more heated than the last. "You think you can control her life?" Aaron shouted, his voice thick with fury. The tension was palpable. You could feel it in the air, the raw emotion, the raw anger. But it didn't stop there. Iman, fueled by weeks of anger, lunged forward. The confrontation turned physical in a split second. The sounds of grunts, punches, and shouts echoed, and through it all, you could hear Teyana's voice screaming, "Stop, please." But it was too late. The video cut out abruptly, leaving behind nothing but questions. What happened? Who started it? Why did it get so violent? The world was in shock, and the legal teams were already on the move. Aaron's lawyers were quick to press charges: physical assault, emotional distress. Meanwhile, Iman's side wasn't backing down. They hired their own legal team, accusing Aaron of defamation and even unauthorized recording. The fight had only just begun. It wasn't just about Teyana anymore. No, this was about more than that. The battle was shifting, turning into something much deeper. It was about pride, control, and a fight to protect their public image. The courtroom was the stage, but it was the court of public opinion that would decide the true outcome. What we were witnessing wasn't just a fight over a woman, it was a fight for dominance. And that's when the internet went into overdrive. The leaks didn't stop, they just got worse. More text messages surfaced. Leaked conversations between Iman and Aaron painted a picture of two men who were obsessed with control. "Back off. You don't want this to escalate," one of Iman's texts read. And Aaron, his response was chilling. "She's not yours anymore." The words stung. They resonated deep within the hearts of millions watching. The online theories exploded. Was this all planned? Was it a publicity stunt? Or were these men truly caught in a web of jealousy, ego, and pride? The internet was on fire with people picking sides, calling out Iman, defending Aaron, and screaming for Teyana's peace. But the more people talked, the more the situation spiraled, and then came the twist that no one saw coming. Teyana herself, silent up until this point, posted something on her Instagram story. A single word, embarrassed, it hit like a ton of bricks. Fans, followers, and the media alike were left in shock. Teyana, the woman at the center of it all, had become a symbol of humiliation. She was trying to distance herself from the mess, but the internet wasn't having it. It was too late. The damage was already done. The drama wasn't just about Iman and Aaron anymore. It had become about Teyana's reputation, her dignity, and her life. And as the pressure mounted, the world watched as her family stepped in. Teyana's mother made it clear no more. No more letting these men pull her daughter into their toxic war. Teyana's mother wasn't just offering emotional support. She was stepping up, making it clear that no one would hurt her family any longer. She had given both men an ultimatum: stay away or face consequences. Teyana's own reaction was just as powerful. She was done with it all. The drama, the back and forth, the constant online chatter. She wasn't just considering leaving the situation, she was considering leaving it all behind. A fresh start? A new city? Away from the prying eyes of the media and the constant scrutiny? Can you blame her? Imagine living your life under a microscope. Every decision, every movement picked apart, analyzed, and twisted. It's enough to drive anyone to the edge. And just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, Aaron's ex-girlfriend, who had been silent during the early days of the drama, spoke out. A cryptic Instagram video, a message that seemed directed at Aaron. Some of y'all thought you upgraded, but karma doesn't miss. The timing was perfect. Or should we say, calculated. Fans went wild trying to decode the message. Was she calling out Aaron for his role in the drama? Or was she just stirring the pot? Regardless, it added fuel to the fire, and the public, they ate it up. The situation had gone from bad to worse. New players, new revelations, new leaks, and the tension was building inch by inch. There was no turning back now. No one knew where the truth lay. But the story was becoming more tangled with each passing moment. And then came the bombshell that almost broke the entire case wide open. Iman, the man at the center of it all, was allegedly served with a temporary restraining order. The news was unconfirmed, but it didn't matter. Rumors were enough to fuel the flames. The idea that Iman could be legally restricted from coming near Aaron, or certain places tied to Teyana, was enough to send shockwaves through the public. If this was true, it meant the situation had crossed a line. It wasn't just about two exes. Fighting over a woman, it was about a deeper, more dangerous history. A threat of confrontation. A warning sign that things were spiraling out of control. Iman's reputation had already taken multiple hits. The accusations, the leaked footage, and now this potential legal trouble, it was almost too much for him to recover from. He was at risk of losing everything: his career, his public image, and perhaps even his freedom. And then, just as we thought things couldn't get worse for Iman, reports surfaced that his brand partnerships were under review. Big companies watching from the sidelines were beginning to distance themselves. They were waiting for the dust to settle, but the longer this went on, the more they feared the damage it could do to their own reputations. Public figures, once beloved, were now becoming liabilities. And the industry wasn't taking any chances. Iman, Aaron, and Teyana were all facing a rapidly changing future. One where public perception could make or break their careers. The war between Iman and Aaron wasn't just about who was right or wrong. It wasn't just about a personal dispute over a woman. This had turned into something far more toxic, something deeper. It was about power. It was about control. And it was about the desperate need to protect the one thing that both men held dear: their public image. And as this battle continues to unfold, we find ourselves asking the same questions over and over. Who is right? Who is wrong? Can there ever be peace for Teyana? Can she move on from this toxic mess and find the life she deserves? Or will this never-ending saga drag her and everyone else involved down into a pit of drama, legal battles, and personal destruction? It's far from over. Every day brings a new twist, a new leak, a new headline, a new revelation. The public is watching, waiting for the next chapter in this unfolding courtroom drama. The question now is, where does it end? Will the truth finally come to light? Or will it be buried in the lies, leaks, and legal wrangling? And so we ask you, the viewers, what do you think? Was Iman right to confront Aaron? Or was his jealousy disguised as love? Did Aaron have the right to move on so quickly? Or should he have backed off? And most importantly, should Teyana walk away from both of these men and start a new chapter in her life? The drama isn't over yet. The next twist could come at any moment. So, stay tuned. We'll be right here, ready to bring you the latest in this ongoing legal and emotional battle. The gavel slams down once more in the courtroom. The judge's face is stoic, but the air is thick with anticipation. The room is filled with a palpable tension. As the world watches this courtroom drama unfold, an ugly, messy saga involving love, betrayal, and a battle for control. At the center of it all are two men, Iman Shumpert and Pierre. The stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just a battle over a woman anymore. No, what we're witnessing now is a full-fledged war. A war of egos, pride, and control. It's about who gets to write the narrative, who gets to protect their image, who gets to control the story that the public will remember. And it's all playing out in the court of public opinion. Iman, once an NBA star with a spotless image, now finds himself embroiled in scandal after scandal. His reputation is at risk. On the other side, Aaron, the man who swooped in after Iman's divorce, is finding himself in the midst of a storm he may not have been prepared for. Both men are fighting not just for Teyana's love, no, it's far more than that. They are fighting for their futures, their public image, and the very narrative of their lives, and it all started with a leak. A hidden camera in a luxury condo captured something that no one was supposed to see. The footage was raw, real. The confrontation was violent, no. More than violent, it was explosive. The tension had been building for weeks, and when Aaron and Iman finally came face to face, sparks flew. Words were exchanged. Harsh words, cutting words. "You think you can control her life?" Aaron shouted, his voice thick with anger and frustration. Then, it happened. A man, driven by months of anger, lunged. The fight became physical almost immediately. Screams filled the room. Teyana's voice was unmistakable, pleading for them to stop, but it was too late. The damage was done. What should have remained behind closed doors was now splashed across the internet for millions to see. A fight so ugly it left everyone in shock. This was just the beginning. The legal teams didn't wait long to spring into action. Aaron's lawyers were already pressing charges: assault, emotional distress. Meanwhile, Iman's camp wasn't backing down either. They filed their own countersuit, accusing Aaron of defamation and unauthorized recording. But the question on everyone's mind remained: what was really going on here? What was at the heart of this explosive altercation? The answer, it seemed, wasn't as simple as it appeared. The fight wasn't just about Teyana, it was about control. The room is filled with tension as the courtroom drama continues to unfold. The stakes are higher than ever, and the drama surrounding Iman Shumpert and Pierre is far from over. Each new revelation only deepens the divide, pushing the boundaries of what was once considered private, dragging more people into the chaos. Iman, the man who once had it all, famed wealth, and a family, is now battling not just for his reputation, but for his future. Aaron, the new player in Tiana Taylor's life, thought he was moving on, but now finds himself in a mess that's quickly spiraling out of control. It's not just about them anymore. The world is watching. Fans are divided, opinions are formed, and each person involved has become part of a larger, more explosive spectacle that no one can escape. As the leaks continue, secrets that were supposed to remain private are now exposed for the world to see. More text messages are revealed. Aaron's defiant reply: team pushes for charges, demanding accountability for what they claim was an assault and emotional distress. On the other side, Iman's camp isn't backing down, pushing back with accusations of defamation and unauthorized recording. And as the case heats up, her single-word Instagram post, "embarrassed," sends shockwaves through her followers. It's a word that speaks volumes, and the public interprets it as a sign of her exhaustion. She's been dragged into this mess, her name, her image, her life exposed in a way that no one could have expected. And as the world keeps speculating, Teyana is facing the pressure of not just the media but also her own family. Her mother, fiercely protective, makes it clear, enough is enough. She steps in, taking control of the narrative. Happen next. It's no longer just about Teyana's relationship with Iman or Aaron. It's about protecting her future, her peace of mind, and her safety. As reports begin to circulate, we learn that Teyana is considering drastic measures. The constant media attention, the public pressure, the never-ending commentary, it's wearing her down. She's reportedly thinking about relocating. The drama has already consumed her, and the online world is relentless. Even as she tries to distance herself, her every move is scrutinized. The pressure on her is mounting, and it's clear that this story is far from over. Then, in the midst of the ongoing chaos, Aaron's ex-girlfriend enters the fray. With a cryptic video post, she sends shockwaves through the online community. Some of y'all thought you upgraded, but karma don't miss. Or was she simply trying to stir the pot? Insert herself into the drama. Regardless of her intentions, her words add yet another layer of confusion to an already complex situation. Could there be more secrets lurking beneath the surface? Rumors surface that Iman has been served with a temporary restraining order. It suggests a history of violence or threats, something that would only escalate the legal consequences for Iman. The court of public opinion has already started to pass judgment. Image. As if this situation weren't already complex enough, the entertainment industry itself begins to feel the effects of this scandal. Celebrities start picking sides, subtly throwing their support behind one man or the other. Some like posts that criticize Iman, others unfollow Aaron. In the world of fame, these small actions speak volumes. The public is watching, and they're drawing their own conclusions about the men involved in this messy saga, and now, the brands are starting to take notice. Endorsements, once guaranteed, are now being quietly reviewed. Major companies who once saw Iman and Aaron as valuable assets are now second-guessing their associations with these men. Public opinion can make or break careers, and with both Iman and Aaron now embroiled in controversy, companies are starting to distance themselves from both.